Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is Lavi's Crave and my name is Lavi. So today, in continuation of the series I've been doing on assisting you to migrate to Australia, I'll be doing a video today on cost of living in Australia. I'm sure so many people intending to migrate to Australia are kind of interested in knowing what the cost of living is in Australia and what to prepare ahead. So I'll be giving you a few range on the cost of living in Australia. I live in Melbourne, Australia, and this is the only place I've lived since I migrated to Australia, even though I've visited other cities. So I can certainly tell you the values I'll be giving you today is true or kind of in the same range for most cities and states in Australia. So first of all, let's start with the Australian dollar. So the Australian dollar as of today, January 2021, $1 is equivalent to $1.03 of the Australian dollar. One British pound is equivalent to $1.80 of the Australian dollar. To give you an idea on what the currency value is. Minimum wage in Australia as of July 2020 is $19.84 per hour. So that value is set by the Fair Work Act, and this is reviewed yearly. So the value I just gave you is the value set as of July 2020. And of course, the weekly or the monthly rates will depend on how many times per week you work, or if you're casual or you're full-time or part-time. The more you work, the more pay you get. The pay cycle in most organizations in Australia is fortnightly. So you receive your pay every fortnight in most places. There are a few exceptions. There are organizations where they pay you weekly and the organizations where the pay will be monthly, but most organizations will pay you fortnightly, every 2. Superannuation is another thing you should be aware of. So superannuation is paid by your employer towards your future pension. So the superannuation is set at 9.5% of your total earning. So every fortnight or every month that you receive your pay, a certain amount goes towards your superannuation, and you find this on your payslip as well. So that is 9.5% of your earning, and it goes towards your future pension. So you won't have access to your superannuation just yet. Every time you get paid, there's a table. I'll bring up the table now. So if your total yearly income is between $0 to $18,000, you won't be paying any taxes. But the more you earn, and you can see in that table, when you earn up to $18,000 to $45,000, 19 cents for each $1 over $18,200 go into your tax deduction. Yeah, you don't need to worry about this. Your organization will be the one they will be the ones deducting your tax from every of your pay, just to let you have an idea on how much of your earnings will be going towards taxes. One of the major things that your income goes towards is your rent. So in Australia, rent is a bit on the high side. If you're a single person, you'll be looking at between $700 to $1,000 a month contribution towards your rent. And of course, this will depend on the location. The closer to the city center, the CBD, the more your rent is. So the further away you are from the city center, the more affordable your rent will be. So this is just a range. And also, if you live in a regional area, you'll be looking at a more affordable rent as well. So this is just a range. And for a family looking to rent a 2 to 3 bedroom apartment, averagely you'll be looking at $1,700 per month. Again, this depends on the location where you're looking to rent, and also how new or how recent the building is. Yeah, so these are the things that comes into effect when you're looking to get your house rent. So for a family looking to rent a 2 to 3 bedroom apartment, you'll be looking at an average of $1,700 to maybe $2,200 depending on the location. Let's go to utilities. So for electricity and gas, most times the gas bill will come separately from the electricity bill. So for the gas bill, you'll be looking at say $250 for every 2 months. Again, this will depend on the kind of provider you're going with, so you need to shop around for the more affordable provider, you need to check with maybe your co-workers or friends, to share their experience on the kind of provider you're using. So for gas, you'll be looking at that. And for electricity, you'll be looking at between $300 to $350 for every 2 months as well. For internet, you'll be looking at getting a Wi-Fi for your whole house. You'll be looking at an average of $70 a month. And to recharge your phone, for your phone and internet usage, you'll be looking at another $40 minimum. The water rate is a little bit affordable, so you'll be looking at between $80 to $120 every month as well for your water bills. Let's go to food now. So for eating out and meal preparation, again, food is kind of relative. It depends on your ethnicity, the kind of food you like to eat and all that. To get a more affordable meal price, you'll be looking to eat more of Australian-based food. So if you're someone that is very okay with eating pasta, cereal, bread and all that, you'll be looking to spend, let's say for breakfast, say $15 for breakfast, and for lunch you'll be looking to spend let's say $20 minimum for lunch, and for dinner an average of $20 as well. So again, this depends on where you're living. Food is more expensive in certain parts of the city than some other areas. So it depends on the location where you're living, the kind of food you like to eat. Do you like to eat the buffet style, or you just go with a simple kind of breakfast and simple kind of lunch? Or your ethnicity, how affordable is the food that you're used to? So these are all the factors that come into play when you're talking about food. To childcare now. So childcare as well is also relative. It depends on where you're living, how close you are to the city center again, and the accessibility to childcare as well. So if you live in an area where there are lots of young families, you'll find more access to childcare, so to speak, than other areas where there are not lots of young families present. If you get what I mean. So for childcare, you'll be looking at, for the long-term daycare. So when I say long-term daycare, these are the ones that operate for 12 hours. So most of them start from 6:30 in the morning and they close at 6:30 in the evening. So for this kind of care, you'll be looking at between $80 per day to $160 per day. So $80 to $160 per day. Again, this depends on your location. For childcare, there are some other subsidies that come into play. The government will be subsidizing some of these fees for you. But you get to know what your benefits are when you finally move into Australia. These are how it worked out on need-to-need basis and family circumstances. And for short-term care, there are different kinds of there are different levels to childcare services in Australia. So if you're looking to get the short-term childcare, so these are mostly operated by people in their homes. So they call them family daycare centers, where you'll be taking your children to these approved providers. You'll be taking your child to their homes for the duration of the care they'll be giving the child. So for this kind of service, you'll be looking at $7.50 to $20 per hour per day. Again, this depends on the location and also the kind of service the provider is giving as well. So there are different kinds of childcare services. Let's go to tuition now. So if you have school-age children, for their school fees, you'll be looking at between $120 per term. $120 per year to $10,000 per year. So again, it depends on the kind of service you're looking to get for your child. So for the government schools are really very affordable. So the government schools go from $120 per year to say $200 per year. It really depends on your location. So if you're looking to get your children into private schools, or say Catholic schools or other religious-based schools, you'll be looking to pay more. So you'll be looking at say $2,000 per year to $10,000 per year, depending on the location and also depending on on what the school authorities just decide to charge you. So that's just it. Yeah, it depends on the kind of school you're looking to put your children. Transportation, really advisable to be mobile as soon as you get into the country and you get a job, because most jobs will require you to get there early in the morning, late at night, when public transport is not working. So it's really advisable you get mobile, get your own car when you arrive into the country. But before you get your home car, or maybe for some other days, you can go with a public transport system. It's the Myki card to access the public transport system in Victoria. So the daily fare for the Myki card is $9.90 here per day. So in a month, you'll be looking at $180 per month to recharge your Myki card. So the Myki card is what you use to touch on when you enter the bus, train, and trams, to take you around the city. So let me go to grooming. So if you're a man, for your haircut, you'll be looking at between $20 to $30 per haircut every time you go for an haircut. And for women, you'll be looking at $80 to $200 for every time you need to get your hair done. And of course, this will depend on your ethnicity as well. For we Africans, we tend to spend more on our hair needs. So it will depend on your ethnicity, the kind of style you tend to go for. Yeah, so these are the factors that come into play as well. So for barbing your hair, between $20 to $30, and for the women, between say $80 to $200 for your hairstyle. So like I said, this is an estimate from living in Melbourne, from my estimate from living in Melbourne. There are other variations that come into play, which could be your ethnicity, where you're living, your tastes, so many things come into play. So really, and also where you live as well. These estimates are based on my experience living in Melbourne. So if you have any questions, you can pop them in the comment section or send me an email and I'll reply as much as I can. So good luck in your pursuit in migrating to Australia. Hope to see you around. Let me know if this video has been beneficial to you. If you have any question or you want to drop in the comment section your experience living in Melbourne, or the kind of fees you're paying if you do not live in Melbourne, that will be good for other people to read as well and to learn from. Thank you for watching my video today, and remember to give me a like, hit the like button on the video, subscribe, and also turn on your notifications so you can get my videos as soon as I drop them. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.